Namaskaram. Muttuswami Deekshitar, one of the greatest Carnatic music Vagyakaras, one of the Carnatic music trinity, who is known for his excellency in detailing out the Sthala Purana of the Kshetrams in Tiruvayur and many other more Kshetrams, and also who is known for composing a Samudaya Kritis, that is, sets of Kritis, starting with Panchalinga Sthala Kritis on the five Shiva Lingas that correspond to five elements, nine Navagraha Kritis on the nine planets, Shodasha Ganapati Kritis on 16 Ganapatis, nine compositions on Abhayamba, Kamalamba Navavarna Kritis on the nine enclosures of Shri Chakra, eight Kritis on Subramanya, on the eight declensions of Subramanya, which are termed as Vibhakti Kritis, marking his birth date, March 24th. It's actually Phalguna Masa Kritika Nakshatram in the year of 1776. This week, let us explore Chaturdasha Ragamalika Sahitya, which is a Ragamalika of 14 ragas, a kriti composed on Viswanatha. Deekshitar was a devotee of Tyagaraja, the deity of Tiruvarur. There are beautiful blogs like Guru Guha Vaibhavam, which lists down the meaning in a very detailed way. I have referred to a couple more, and including the Guru Guha Vaibhavam, to get the meanings of this Raga Malika. Again, this is an attempt to make the composition reach this age people in a way that is understandable, and also to understand the tattvam of Shiva through the work of the Vagyakara. Let us start looking at each part of this great composition. The first one is with Shri Ragam. Shri Viswanatham Bhajeham Shri Viswanatham Bhajeham Chaturdasha Bhuvana Ruparagamalika Bharana Dharanantakaranam Shri Viswanatham Bhajeham Shri Viswanatham Bhajeham. I worship to the Lord of the universe. Chaturdasha Bhuvana Rupa Ragamalika Bharana Dharananta Karanam. Who wears the Chaturdasha Bhuvanas as a garland, as an abharana. What are these 14 worlds? There are names for the 14 worlds like Satya, Tapa, Jana, Mahar, Swar, Bhuvar, Bhu, etc. However, they represent 14 different states of consciousness that shows up in a person's nature. So the line Chaturdasha Bhuvana Rupa Raga Malika Dharanantah Karanam also may mean that he encompasses all the beings. Everything is a part of him. The next one is in the Ragam Arabhi. Shruta Jana Samsara Bhityapaham Adhyatmikadi Tapatraya Manobhityapaham Shritajana Samsara Bhityapaham. He is the Shritajana. Whoever seek refuge in him, he is always there for them. Samsara Bhityapaham. Removing the fear of worldly existence. Samsara Bhiti. Ara Bhi. The name of the raga also is put in the words Samsara Bhityapaham. So the next line is Adhyatmikadi Tapatraya Manobhityapaham. Adhyatmika is sufferings from one's own mind and body. So the one who removes the manobhiti, the mental worries that arise from the tapatraya, which is adhyatmika, adhidaivika, adhibhautika, They are the three different kinds of sufferings. I don't know if he chose the raga first or the lyrics first. Every verse of the Kriti has the raga name embedded into it so beautifully. The next Anupallavi starts with Gauri. श्रीवेशालक्ष्मी गौरीशं सकलनिष्कलरूप सच्चिदानन्दमय गौरीशम्. Gauri is the name of the raga. I worship to the Lord of Vishalakshi, who is Kasi Vishalakshi Amma. He is the Isha of Gauri. Sakala Nishkala Rupa Satchidanandamaya Gaurisham. Satchidanandamaya, Sat Chit Anandamayam. He is Sat, which is pure existence, Chit, which is consciousness, Anandamayam, which is bliss, in both his manifested and unmanifested forms, which is Sakala and Nishkala Rupa. It could be same as Saguna and Nirguna Brahman, where in Saguna form of perceiving God, he is represented with qualities. In Nirguna form, he is identified with no qualities. He is a Nirakara. The next verse. Chitra Vishwanatha Prakasham. Chitra Vishwanataka Prakasham. The raga is Nata. He is the one who illuminates this varied and wonderful world, the Chitra Prapancham. Vishwanatakam. This world is nothing but a drama, so much happening since ever, and that will continue to happen forever. Jagat Prakashaka Bhaskara Shashanka Koti Koti Prakasham. Jagat Prakashaka, whose radiance is like an infinite number of suns and moons which illuminate this eternally changing world. Bhaskara Shashanka Koti Koti. So it is infinite number of suns and moons, whose radiance is like an infinite number of suns and moons. Next is Gaula. Govinda Divinuta Gaulangam. Govindadi Vinuta. He is praised by Govinda, Adi, etc. Kshira Kundendu Karpuradi Vijaya Bhasito Dhulita Gaulangam. The white limbed Shiva, who is worshipped by Govinda, is what is written here. So the whiteness, the whiteness that comes from the smearing of the ash, that whiteness is much whiter than it, that is surpassing the whiteness of Kshira, which is milk, Kunda, which is jasmine, Indu, which is moon, Karpuradi, camphor. So that ash whiteness is so much surpassing all the whiteness of the milk, moon, and the Karpuram, etc. So, and then Guru Guha Sammohana Karalingam. Guru Guha Sammohana Karalingam, who fascinates Guru Guha. So, with the thought of the Shiva, Guru Guha is pleased, and Mohana is the ragam here. Sam Guru Guha Sammohana Karalingam. Panchikrata Panchamahabhuta Prapanchadi Mohana Karalingam. Prapancham is something that is made up of the Panchabhutas, that is earth, water, fire, air, space. Prapanchadi Mohana Karalingam. the one taking the form of a linga which enchants the entire universe. Panchikrita Pancha Mahabhuta, the universe made of the five great elements which have become five from one single source. With this, we have covered Shri, Arabhi, Gauri, Nata, Gaula, and Mohana, six ragams. As a wrap up, a short verse of or a line of each raga is again composed in the reverse order, which we will see now, starting with Mohana. Da pa da ga pa re sa da sa virinchi vishnu rudra murti mayam, who is a combination of the forms of Virinchi, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra. So Virinchi Vishnu Rudra Murti Mayam. रे ग म रे स नि स रे म प नि सा विषय पंचकरहितमभयम्. Vishaya Panchakarahitam, the one transcending the five sense objects. Abhayam, the one who assures fearlessness. And then Mari sa ni pa ma ga ma pa ni pa sa ni niratishaya sukhada nipunataram. Niratishaya sukhada nipunataram. Niratishaya is unparalleled joy. Niratishaya sukhada nipunataram, who alone is capable of giving unparalleled joy. Re ga re sa ni ni sa re ni re re ni ga ma sa ra mi sha ma ma ram. Nigama saram Ishwaram amaram. Nigama saram. Saram is the essence of the Veda. He is the essence of the Vedas. Ishwaram, Amaram, the immortal one. Sani da pa magari ma pa da sa sa smaraharam parama shiva matulam. Smaraharam, the destroyer of Manmatha. Paramashivam, the supreme auspicious one. Atulam. Tulyam is comparing. Atulam is the matchless one, unparalleled. He cannot be compared with others. Gari sa sa ni pa pa mari gari sa ni pa ni sa sara sa sadaya hridaya nilaya manisham. Sarasa sadaya hridaya nilayam anisham, the one residing in hearts that are graceful and merciful. Sadaya hridaya, so he lives in those hearts which are merciful. Sadaya Hridayas, Anisham, always. With this, we will step into Charanam, which takes us through the next 8 ragas. Sada Shivam Samagana Vinotam. Sadashivam, the ever auspicious one. Samagana Vinutam, the one hailed by the chanting of Samaveda. Prakratyadi Saptarupa Samagana Vinotam. Samaveda, which is apparently formed of 7 notes. This I'm not very sure because I know that the initial Vedas are always with 2, 3 notes. But here it says Samaveda, which is formed of 7 notes beginning with Prakriti. Prakratyadi Saptarupa Samagana Vinotam. Next. San in the Samagana Vinutam, the raga is the Sama ragam. And now San Matram ललित हृदय विदितम्. Sanmatram, it is Sat plus Matram. Lalita Hridaya Viditam. Sat Matram, it is, he is the sheer embodiment of truth, like it is only Satyam. Lalita Hridaya Viditam, the one known only by those of gracious hearts. काम क्रोधादिरहित ललित हृदय विदितम्. कामक्रोधादि rahita lalita hridaya viditam, who have people whose hearts are devoid of all these desire, anger, kama krodha, lobha, madamatsarya, so whose hearts are have transcended all these. He is praised by those who have transcended all these things like kama krodha, etc. So the one appreciated by those of refined hearts devoid of desire, anger, etc. चेदाकाशभैरवं पुरहरम्. The raga is Bhairavam. Chid Akasha, Bhairavam, the one who is Bhairava, dwelling in the space of consciousness. Chit Akasha, in the space of consciousness. Puraharam, the destroyer of Tripuras. I have seen an interesting video on Tripuraharam by Social Vani, which I have mentioned in the description of this video as well. It's absolutely fascinating to know what the Tripuras are, why Shiva is called as Tripura Hara, what exactly is Tripura Hara. I would suggest you to go through the video to understand more about the Tripura Hara. And the next line is Vidhi Kapala Trishuladhar Bhairavam Puraharam. Vidhi Kapala Trishuladhara Bhairavam Puraharam. Vidhi is Brahma, the one who bears the skull of Brahma, and Trishuladhara, who is and a trident. Bhairavam. Bhairava is one form of Shiva, and Puraharam, the destroyer of Tripuras. Chetsabheshwaram saranga dharam. Chetsabheshwaram saranga dharam. Chitsabheshwaram Sarangadharam. Saranga is the ragam here. Chit Sabha Ishwaram, the Lord of the hall of dancing hall of consciousness. So I don't know if it is referring to Nataraja Swami, but Sarangadharam is someone who is holding a deer. Also, the Saranga can also be signified as a bow here. दारुका वनतपोधन कल्पित सारंग धरम. Daruka Vanatapodhana Kalpita Sarangadharam. Daruka is, I think, pine forest. So Tapodhana, the one that by the rishis of the Daruka forest, Kalpita, they have created the Saranga. It must be a bow that the Shiva holds. Also, there is another parallel meaning called the one holding a deer. Um, but there is also much significance for the bow and arrow in terms of the consciousness. So Saranga here can be referred to the bow or a deer. Sadashrayami Shankarabharanam. Shankarabharanam ragam, of course. Sadashrayami, I always ashrayami, surrender to. Sadashrayami Shankarabharanam, the one wearing auspicious ornaments. um, चिन्तितार्धवितरणधुरीनधर माणिक्यमया शङ्कराभरणम्. Chintita Ardha Vitarana. Vitarana is like distributing. Chintita Ardha Vitarana, whatever we think of, Chinta, whatever we desire, is conferred upon. Dhurina Tara, the foremost among those who confer desired objects. So he is the first to be there to always give us with what we think of, what we wish for, or what we long for. Of course, it's not that if we simply wish it will come true. He will make us walk in that path. He will show us the path through which we will achieve what we want. So he is the foremost among those who provides us with what we want in the way of making us a way, making us a path, or giving us, showing us a way. Manikya Shankaraabharanam. The one wearing abharanas that are studded with manikyas, that is gems. The next one is Sadgati Daya Kamboja Charanam. It's very interesting to see here. Sadgati Dayaka Ambhoja. Dayaka Ka Ambhoja. So Kambhoji is the ragam here. It's wonderful to see how he had chosen words to fit the names of the ragas. What comes first is the question here, whether the name of the raga came into his thoughts first, or the name of the choice of the words came in first. So Ambhoja is the lotus. So his charanam here, Sadgati Dayaka is the one whose lotus feet gives salvation. So the Sadgati is given by the charana which are of Amboja, which are of lotus. And धर्मार्थादि निखिल पुरुषार्थ प्रद समर्थतराम्भोज चरणम. Dharmarthadi Nikhila Purushartha Prada Samarthatara Amboja Charanam. So his Ambuja Charanam, his lotus like feet, it is Samarthatara. Samarthata is capable of, it is capable of giving all the Dharma, Ardha, Kama, Moksha, all the Purusharthas. So, yeah, all the Purusharthas of human existence. And the next line is Vadanya Deva Kriya Khelanam. Devakriya is the ragam here. Devakriya is the name of the raga in Deekshitar school. Otherwise, it is same as Shuddha Saveri raga. So Devakriya Khelanam. Khelanam is sports. So what is he good at? He playfully executes something. What is that? Vadanya, the generous giver, and Devakriya Khelanam, who playfully executes endeavors for the devas. So if devas have any wishes, he does it um, in a very easy, sporty way, I guess. That's the meaning. सृष्टि स्थिति विलय तिरोधानानुग्रह करणा क्रिया खेलनम. Again, Srishti Sthiti Vilaya Tirodhana Anugraha Karuna. So the one who playfully performs the 5 cosmic actions, that is Srishti, creation; Sthiti, maintenance; Vilaya is dissolution or destruction; Tirodhana, not exactly sure, but it is mentioned concealment; Anugraha is grace. So Srishti Sthiti Vilaya Tirodhana Anugraha Karuna Kriya Khelanam. So who playfully performs all these cosmic actions with such an ease. Vaidyalinga Bhopala Palanam. Vaidyalinga Bhupala Palanam is Bhupala is the king. So the protector of the king. Who is the king here? He is Vaidyalinga. So apparently, Muttuswami Deekshitar had composed this masterpiece at the request of Vaidyalinga Mudaliyar, the village head of Kulikkarai. According to music historians, this again the references are numerous. This I think I cannot validate, but I'm hoping this could be true because the Kriti also mentioned the name of the Vaidyalinga. I thought initially that Vaidyalinga must be the Kshetram, but again Vaidyalinga is the name. It must be the name of the king who had hosted Dikshitar for. Usually in those days, the kings used to host these Vagyakaras and artists. I think for some time, respecting their excellency in the art form. So he hosted Dikshitar for many days during his pilgrimage to the temple town and asked him to compose a kriti in his own praise, not willing to appease the selfish desires of the landlord, and at the same time, in an attempt to pay gratitude for the services rendered by his host, Dikshitar created this composition in praise of Lord Shiva, honoring Vaidyalinga Mudaliyar with an Ankita Mudra. And so Vaidyalinga Bhupala Palanam. The next line also confirms the same. Shri Puranirti Bhagagartate Rasthiravara Bhupala Palanam. Shri Pura Nirruti. Nirruti is Nairuti, the southwest direction. So the place is southwest to the Shripuram, it seems. Um, the protector of the king, well established in Gartatira, which is Kulikkurai, which is to the southwest of Tiruvarur. So to that king, Bhupala Palanam, the Lord who is protecting that king, to that Shiva I worship. And now again, every line of in the reverse order of the ragas is again presented here in the charanam. Gare ga sare da sare ga pa ga da da guru guhesha sura naresha manisham. Guru guhesha, Guru guha isha, the lord of Guru guha. Sura naresham, the lord of gods and men. Sura and nara. Anisham, always. Pamare sare ma pada sada ma pa kuja bodhadi graha gati vihitam. The one who ordains the movement of the planets such as Kuja, Mars, and Buddha, Mercury. Magari sari ga sari ni da pada sa Varada manala ravi shashinayanam. Varadam, the giver of boons. Anala ravi shashinayanam, the one whose eyes are fire, sun, and moon. And Magama pa magari sani sariga Vanaja chandra sannibhavadanam. In Shankaravaranam. Vanaja Chandra Sannibha Vadanam. His face is like Vanaja lotus. Chandra, the moon. Sannibha, his face shines like the lotus and the moon. Pamare gamare sare gama padani paramaham samanandanartanam. Paramahamsam, the supreme yogi. Anandanartanam, the one who performs the dance of joy in the ragam Saranga. Sari sari gari sani maga mada da da pagama patita pavana karana maghaharanam. Patita pavana karanam madaharanam. Patita pavana is the one who purifies. Pavana is purifying. Patita, who has fallen, who's fallen, who's downtrodden. Uh, Karanam, the purifier of the fallen. Madaharanam, who banishes pride. Damagare sani damadani sarisa parataram paramamanolayajayam. Paramataram, the one greater than the greatest. Parama Manolaya Jayam, the one who overrules our minds. Rema Madada Sada Pamagare Paradiva Prakashanandamayam, who generates the four phases of speech, that is uh, para, pratyak, madhyama, vaikhari. So before the words are uttered in our through our mouth, there are four phases of speech, it seems. Something, a thought that initiates in our mind, and how it transforms into the words that are uttered. There are four phases, which are para, pratyak, madhyama, and vaikhari, who generates the four phases of speech. So the Omkaram, it says that Maheshwara Sutranis are emanated from the 14 different sounds are emanated from the Dhamaruka sound of the Omkara Shiva. So how the Omkara sound is emanated from him, the Nadam is emanated from him. Everything is interlinked with the way it says he generates the four phases of speech. So, with this, we have completed the entire Sahityam Vivarana or exploration of the Chaturdasha Ragamalika. If there are any mistakes, please excuse, but this is an attempt to understand the work of Deekshitar in a way that we look at each part of the Sahitya and correlate it with much bigger aspects of our life, and also to think beyond just seeing him as divine form. I think it is about how our thoughts are manifested and how we can incorporate every Shiva tattvam in ourselves, so that we discover the possibilities within ourselves. Namaskaram, thank you so much, and see you next week.